want you to hear this, brothers and sisters. Give him a mic.
Good night, Saints.
Let me ask him a question. What's your name, sir?
Sonny Lafayette.
All right. And where do you live here in this area?
Yeah, I'm from Bahamas, but I'm at NCU right now.
You at where?
NCU.
And what are you studying at NCU?
Theology.
You are studying theology. Okay, good. All right. Would you tell me something about your theology that you're studying? What's going on out there in your
Well,
school?
Actually, when I first get to NCU as a freshman, my colleagues kept telling me, do you still believe in Ellen White? Do you still believe in the sanctuary message? Wait till you get to your third year.
Mm-hmm.
They kept saying, wait till you get to your third year. So, walking around campus, around my fellow students, theology students, I kept hearing the same thing. The sanctuary don't exist in heaven. The spirit of prophecy, Ellen White was not a prophet. So when I heard this, I started to study. Mm-hmm. I prayed and I studied. I prayed and I studied. So I'm like, hold on. This whole thing is in the Bible. I can see it.
Yes.
So how come those students are believing this? So every time I go home for the summer, I would show it to the people at my church. Mm-hmm. Now, so I started praying. I said, Lord, how come I'm seeing this in the Bible, but my fellow students are, they all have the same mind. They don't believe in the spirit of prophecy. They do not believe on, I'm coming to it. It was not until I did a class called hermeneutics. Uh-huh. In this particular class, there's a method of Bible study called the historical critical method.
You better hear this.
Historical critical method. And in this particular class, and this particular professor, he is well known around Jamaica. This man, and I'm sitting in this class. I know, sometimes I say to myself, hold on. I know I am not the brightest person in the world. I know I'm not a genius. How come I'm sitting here, I'm listening to this man, I know this man is not a Seventh-day Adventist based on what he's saying. I'm going to give you an example. One time, he had a slide up that says that we cannot trust Ellen White because she makes mistakes. Just like any other prophet, she makes mistakes. Prophets are not Jesus Christ. I'm like, all right, prophets are not Jesus Christ. Then in another class, someone asked the question. They say, when Jesus said that there are some of you that stand here that will not see, taste death, until you see the Son of Man come in power and glory. Right? So someone asked, okay, what did Jesus mean by that? He said, Jesus was mistaken. So I'm like, hold on. First, you said that we cannot put prophets in the same platform as Jesus because Jesus did not make mistakes. Then you turn around and tell me Jesus was mistaken. I mean, if you're going to deceive me, I mean, you got to come correct, right? Now, with this class, as I sit down and listen to this man, the psychological abuse that's going on in the class, like if you don't believe this, they look down on you. It's like you're not a scholar, you're unlearned. It's like the mindset is if you say anything about the spirit of prophecy or the sanctuary, you will laughed at. And these young men are coming to a church near you to preach. They are going to be your future pastors. I'm telling you, based on the historical critical method, and I study this thing.
The fifth generation will not run this church. Go ahead, brother.
And when I found out this, I said I'm going to do a study on this thing, and I started to study the historical critical method, and I found out it's coming from an atheist. Now, the young ministers who are coming to your church do not believe on the Bible. Why do you think, I'm going to ask you this right now, when last you heard a sermon in your church where the minister went from pages to pages, line upon line, precept upon precept? When last? What they will do, this is what they will do. They'll take a passage, they'll read it, they'll give you your 3 points, make you feel good, and you say amen, you go home, and they go to the conference and collect a paycheck. That's all they do. Because their conscience won't allow them to preach from certain texts. because they don't believe in it.
Let me add this. And to get your theology degree, you can no longer use the proof text method that we've been using here this week. You can't do that. That's not scholarship.
You cannot do that. If you do that, they look at you as unlearned. And as I